So I am here with Chandan Roy Sanyal. The one thing which I can definitely compliment him right in the beginning about, which I've been meaning to do for a pretty long time, is he fortunately is one of the people who doesn't go on a PR blitzkrieg that he is all over our screens. He actually does it through his acting. He does it through his work. And I must congratulate you. The first time I saw you was actually in Kaminey, and I loved you in that role.
Thank you
But
so
but tell me
much.
something in all the roles which you've played till now, which do you think has sort of got you the maximum recognition? Is it Ashram?
Yeah, I think Ashram and Kamine would be close to that. But Kamine, since there was no social media then in 2009 and 10, so I don't
Yeah,
know what was the magnitude of that character's impact on the audience. Because it
true.
was just newspaper and television and people talking about this character and the song is playing everywhere. So it was a completely
Yeah.
different time, and so I cannot judge what Mikhail would have been. But I think Mikhail and Bhopa have been like two iconic characters in my career, and I think if given a chance, I think they both have made an equal impact on the audience.
And talking of Ashram, I mean, literally the CD world of Ashram, I have to ask you, what did you have to do to replace Bobby Deol? Is what I'm hearing that you are now the new Ashram head. So what?
You're hearing. No, no, it is all a brainchild of Mr. Prakash Jha. He is the writer,
हाँ,
creator, the director of the show. तो ये उनसे आप पूछेंगे तो बताएंगे कि उन्होंने ऐसा क्या सोचा, क्या लिखा. But because I am just an
हम्म.
actor, I just play my character, and I was asked to do and I did what I was asked to do. But yeah, he overthrows Baba Nirala and takes over the ashram and puts him in the jail.
Okay, okay, good stuff. I mean, good stuff for you, clearly. Now,
Good
tell me
stuff.
something. You're not from a filmy background, right? Like your
Yeah.
parents and all, they were not into film. So, how did this whole sort of journey with films and Bollywood begin, really?
Uh, Actually, Bollywood, see, in our country, I mean, when I was growing up, I was come from a middle class Bengali family in Delhi. I grew up with my aunts and uncles from my maternal side, and they were all into movies and music and books and literature. So I was growing up listening to good music, Eric Clapton and Phil Collins and all kind of Kishore Kumar and Mohammed Rafi. Then my mother used to take me to watch films like Ritik Ghatak, Satyajit Ray, and Mrinal Sen, and I used to watch a lot of Hindi films. I remember watching Mr. India as a kid and completely thoroughly mesmerized by the world of cinema and Masoom. And then later on, when I went to school and college, I saw film like Rangila, Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. So I was always a movie sort of watcher. Music was my thing. I loved music, and I read. I read a bit, but I never thought that I will become an actor because in Delhi, what happens is theater is very, very in college. Theater is very strong, And so when you go to college, everyone ends up doing theater at some point of time. Not that if you will speak to a lot of journalists in Delhi, they might have done theater at some point of time. So everybody does theater. So I also did theater. But then when I did theater and I got on stage, I felt immense sense of joy and happiness and some kind of bravado. Because I used to be very shy when I was growing up. So when I went on stage, I overcame this whole idea of being shy. I could not talk much. मैं बहुत reserved था. All that sort of
Hmm.
started fading away with acting, and that gave me a reason to become an actor. I said, okay, now this is what I want to do. This this gave me a personality. I became someone else, and I could become someone else when I while on stage. So all that sort of prompted me to become an actor. Nothing else. It was not about being a movie star. It was not about doing cinema, or become a huge name or very, very famous. They were not at all the reasons to become an actor for me. I became an actor because I felt like, oh my God, I am feeling different. It was like a rush in my head because all my life I was like a reserved, quiet, soft-spoken, shy boy, and suddenly I don't know what happened, and I slowly started opening up, and my whole personality changed. and then I started acting. Luckily.
Interesting, interesting. Now, and I've also heard that you're going to be starting your own production company. So, how did that sort of decision come about? Because starting on that's a different level of responsibility, right?
Yeah. So I think it's more of a production company. It's like more of a like a. I want to tell some stories I've been writing for years now. I've been making
Okay.
short films while I was on stage. I used to direct. I had my own theater company. I used to direct plays, and a lot of well-known actors of today's time. They worked with me in my production. So I was directing plays. I did some really good, interesting stuff while I was on stage. So I had that knack of creating stuff always. So when I was doing theater, I felt that the medium was very limited for my ideas because the kind of stuff I remember I was doing this one musical. It was a German playwright Bertolt Brecht. He had written a play called The Rise and Fall of City in Mahogany. So while I was directing that play on stage, I created music and a lot of images and everything. But somehow I just could not put it together. Like something was missing. So I was thinking like how do I achieve it? So I realized that it can only be achieved if you do it through cinema. So there was this one, and that answer I got from this one film which by Coppola. So I don't know if you've seen this
Hmm.
film called One from the Heart. So there's a
I
film
haven't.
called One from the Heart, Francis Ford Coppola, where it's one of his earlier films, Rumblefish and all that, where what he did was I saw the film and I realized that he had done the whole film like a play and it was done on a stage and that sort of prompted me that I have to learn filmmaking. I have to learn filmmaking to tell these stories. So I started writing, I started making short films. I made a film called Hiroshima, which was a silent film for 6 minutes. Then I made a film called 35 with Neeraj Kabi and Priyanka Bose. Then I made a film
Oh,
called
wow.
Azad, which is on Sony Live right now. Then I made a film which I shot on iPhone in 2017, 18, where I with a three people crew, me, a friend of mine, Archit Patel, camera, and my co-director Jay Sharma. We made a film. We shot all over Italy for a month with an iPhone camera and one German actor. So that I made. Then I started writing my own feature, and then I made these two films, which I have recently finished shooting, and they are both in post-production, independently made.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's my production house more of like, yeah, I'm trying to also, it's not that I've stopped acting. I'll be acting more because now I
Of
think
course, yeah, yeah.
with
I mean,
uh,
especially with your recent promotion to the Baba's Ashram, you will definitely continue acting. Yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, I think I've always wanted to act. You know, I also I've been inspired by actor filmmakers. You know, like Woody Allen, Orson Welles, Charlie Chaplin, Manoj Kumar, Guru Dutt, Raj Kapoor, Vijay Anand. I love these people. Mel Gibson. They who even recently, what is that film with Jesse Eisenberg made, Real Pain, which was in the Oscar and he won some awards for it. So I find it very like Sean Penn. Sean Penn is another actor I really respect.
Sylvester Stallone.
You know, his films are so amazing that Mystic River
Right.
and another film. So I've been inspired by Raj Kapoor. I've been inspired by these actor filmmakers. So I took a while to make this film. It's not that I made it I wrote and made it. It took me about 8, 9 years to make this
Hmm.
film because when I was working with different directors, Vishal Bhardwaj, Imtiaz Ali, Sanjay Gupta, Subhash Ghai, Buddhadev Das Gupta, Anirudh Roy Choudhury, and I worked with so many Raja Menon, Navdeep Singh. All these filmmakers have a different way of telling a story, and everybody has a style. So I used to watch them as an actor on set, how the cameramen light us and a scene, how it's edited, how because I have written the script. Now I want to see how they shoot it. So I used to watch all that.
Right.
Nikhil
The
Advani,
entire process.
process. So I used to watch and wonder how they do it. So that was sort of while I was acting parallelly, I was trying to without telling them or without making anybody know. I used to be on set learning, watching all these filmmakers how they do it, and that's how when I started making short films. Until unless you make a film, you will not realize because they are all like sort of very textual knowledge. So once only
Hmm.
used, then that's when I made short film, when I made a Hiroshima, my silent short film. Dhire Dhire I started getting grasp on editing and
So
writing
you
and
obviously
screenplay.
you hands-on process. You have to experience yourself. Only then you'll know what the entire filmmaking process is. There's no
Yes,
doubt
so I
about
was very lucky that I could act in scripts and also see the director, how he's entirely shooting the film, how he's playing with the characters, how he's editing it and all that. And then I sort of got the courage. So it took me about 9, 10 years to write and get put things together. But that's the process. It's not that, oh, बहुत time लग गया. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. Because that's the time. That's the
it. Of
sweet
course.
time of
That's the time it
movie
takes. That's the
take.
time it takes. And you
Yeah.
also, I mean, you're also involved with, you've also done a lot of regional films. There's one big regional film of yours coming up called Binodini. If you could just tell us
Yeah.
about your role in the film and what the film is about also, for the ones who don't know about it.
So Vinodini, so I've been venturing. I go being I'm since my mother tongue is Bengali, so I do one of Bengali films. I've done some interesting Bengali work. A lot of I have a lot of fans and followers in Calcutta and Bengal who love my work. So I did this beautiful. It's a film called Binodini. It's directed by Mr. Ram Kamal Mukherjee. He was a
Hmm.
journalist himself, and I play Ramakrishna Paramhans in that film.
Oh, okay.
So Ramakrishna Paramhans, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can go online and check my look. I mean, this is not how I look in
No,
that
no,
picture.
I've seen it. I've seen
Oh,
that.
you've
The
seen
first
it.
look and all. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's also interesting because in Vinodini, I play Ramakrishna Paramhans, which released in January 21st or 23rd. And exactly a month later, I come as Bhopa Swami. So
Yeah.
that's who I am. I like to be
Hmm.
this transformative actor who transforms from juggler. I mean, like, want to be a juggler. And so Binodini is about this a theater actor from 19th century Bengal, where it was sort of a taboo to be an actor. You know, like for a
Hmm.
woman to be acting on stage is like almost like you're a prostitute or you're a sort of a. So they were not taken very nicely by the society. So it's a story of that one woman, and she's a legend in Bengal, Noti Binodini. So नटी इज लाइक नाटक की जो एक्ट्रेस होती है उनको नटी बोलते हैं नट नटी जैसे होता है सो नटी विनोदिनी
Hmm.
इज दैट वुमन हु fought all the odds of the society to become a actor like a because उस जमाने में films तो थी नहीं they were only theater so you had
Hmm.
stars who were only on theater so if you're a
Hmm.
stage actor you're a big star people used to come to
Yeah.
your theater to watch shows and you're a star. तो
Yeah.
और ऐसा ऐसा होता भी था हमारे देश में लाइक आई हैव हर्ड स्टोरीज अबाउट all these actors from stage in the 70s and 60s like Neelu Bhai Phule I think Neelu Bhai Phule who played Sakharam Binder Marathi actor so when he used to do shows it used to be houseful like people used to come from different parts of Maharashtra to watch him just to see him live on stage. So that was the power of theater. And that time there was only theater. Cinema was such a
Yeah.
modern theater is the oldest form of art in a way, actually.
Yeah.
And cinema came is a modern art. So Binodini became a star in her own right, acting, going against the society, and how she met Ramakrishna Paramhans and how she got enlightened. So yeah, it's a nice film about all this Binodini.
Interesting, interesting. Very different role. And tell me something, this is something which I really, I remember watching Kaminey in the hall. Do you think that did you get the kind of recognition you deserved after Kaminey? The
Uh,
recognition, the fame, the popularity, whatever. Do you think?
No, if it's subjectively, if I look at it in that perspective, like if like the popularity, the mass appeal of it. So obviously, I'm not an actor who got after Kamine. In after Kamine, I didn't like. I have a publicist. I'm talking. I have someone who's helping me, my friend, through where I can reach out. There's something called PR where I'm reaching out to the people, not to show myself off. It's I'm doing it because I need to do it because when I do some work, I need to tell people that see this is what I've done.
Obviously,
So when I
yeah,
did
yeah.
Kamine, I had no PR. I was just theater actor who got a chance to work in Vishal Bhardwaj film, and I had no clue. Like I had no clue that my character. It was a small part. It was like a hardly 8 to 9 minutes of a part in the film, but the
Hmm.
impact it had on the audience is it become a legend. It's like some people notice become like it was like a Gabbar Singh, you know, like Mikhail आता है वो क्या करता है fighter man all that. But I that time there was no social media. I could not post my pictures on social media saying, no, see, this is how I look, and I
Yeah.
am that actor. It was an
Yeah.
enigma, and it was just a name, Chandan Roy Sanyal, whose name appears. And I did probably must have done few interviews then because some people who really liked the film, journalists, they called me from their own and took my interviews and all that. So that those were those days. So there was no strategy, there was no plan how to go about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
It happened by accident. So yeah, it remained an accident in my life. It took me a while to actually recover from that journey because I was doing theater. I was in England. I came to do Kaminey, and I wanted to go back to England to do my theater. But then somehow
So
that
you
film became such.
wanted to
Sorry.
go back for theater. You were not that keen on joining the film industry. You were more passionate about theater because you were going to go back. You said.
Yeah, so it was an accident. I was telling you, like I did Rang De Basanti, and then I got a huge opportunity to work in a British production, and that took me to England, and I traveled to America, England, Europe, Australia for 3.5, 4 years. I was traveling with a traveling theater company. I was performing in London and various other places in UK, and my heart was in it, and the kind of satisfaction I was getting out of it was immense. Like I did not want to come back. So I started sort of looking for some openings in various theater groups in London, and I started sort of. And then at time I was in San Francisco in one of the theater festivals performing. That's when I got the call to be in Kamine. And then there is another festival in Canada called where they have the Toronto International Film Festival. It's
Right.
Lominato. They have a theater part of it. So there is a parallel theater festival which happens part of Toronto International Film Festival. So I was part of that theater festival. I was acting, performing there,
I mean, without
and
without Bollywood, you were pretty sorted with theater. Well, yeah, that's pretty clear what has come out.
I had no dreams of like becoming a superstar or so my energy was so like how you asked me that recognition, mass appeal, it did not because I was never planned for it. I had never asked for it, so it never came to me. You know, so things only come to you when you ask for it. You really want it. What I really wanted was just to be because when I was on stage in London or in America, the way people used to react to my work was amazing. It was magical. I was like, wow, this is what I want. So
Hmm.
when Kabini happened, I was completely sort of shocked by the reaction. I said, wow, what have I done? And people were like, Mikhail, and then I got more offers of films, and then I did it. I did Faltu, then I did a film called Prague, and I started enjoying all those films. So then I became a part of the filmmaking process, like as a film actor. But I had no strategies, I had no plans how to go about it. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
uh,
That is something you
uh,
sort of learned throughout the years.
throughout
You
these
got to
years,
know what
because
is what is.
I was dropped into the ocean and suddenly
Yeah,
I'm looking to asking to swim because I was a pure, true blood theater
get a
actor.
guy. Yeah,
I till 2009, I had already done years of theater while I was in college. Then came to Bombay. I worked with Alec Padamsee, Kwasar Padamsee, Atul Kumar, various directors. I had my own theater company. Then I worked with Tim Supple. I went to England, America. So that was my life. And Rang De Basanti happened again by accident. I went to a mass audition and I got the part and I did it. And then I didn't pursue it. Then
that's
I
good.
after that I never went for auditions. I never used to go for auditions and stand in queues to be in a movie or something. I had no plans like that. It's just that when Kamine happened, that when it shook me.
That
I
sort of
loved
yeah,
watching
yeah.
films, but I didn't know how to go
But there's a
about becoming
difference.
a.
There's a difference in watching films and actually wanting to be a part of them. But clearly,
I
the
didn't know
whole
the
theater
process.
to yeah,
So
yeah.
when
But
people
clearly, the whole
tell me
theater
कि
to Bollywood
वहाँ
thing worked out pretty well.
वहाँ मुझे कुछ पता नहीं था और मैं हिट भी हो गया, फिल्म भी हिट हो गई, गाना हिट हो गया, चंदन रॉय सान्याल, अरे बाप रे, मैं क्या करूँ? What do I do? I said, now you need a manager, you need a publicist. Okay, okay, wait. Now you need to do certain kind of films. ये सब हो रहा था. Now you have to project yourself like this. You have to walk like this, talk like that. I had no clue what do I do, and then I didn't know what to do. So for 3 4 years, I was just okay. But one thing I know that I want to do quality films. I watched quality films. I wanted to do quality. So I worked in a film called D-Day. Then I worked in Prague. Then I did a Bengali film, Aparajita Tumi, with Anirudh Roy Choudhury, produced by Shujit Sarkar. I did some interesting stuff. So I was cruising slowly. I was cruising from one port to the other without any sort of things. But people took it as, अरे यार तू कुछ कर क्यों नहीं रहा है? Why are you not being famous? Why are you not being this? Why are you not doing that? बोला यार मैं भी फेमस होऊंगा, लेकिन मुझे पता नहीं होना कैसे कैसे होते हैं फेमस. मतलब मैं हिट फिल्म में कैसे बनाऊं, मैं अपने आप को क्या करूं, मैं कैसे, मेरे हाथ में है ही नहीं कुछ. There's nothing in my hand. When I did Ashram, it was not that I planned. I called Prakash Jha, and then I got the script, and I did some Jadoo Mantar, and it became a hit. It was one of my another day in life, and that Shruti Mahajan, my castmates, she called me. She said, "This is a great part. This is a great story. You should do it. It's Prakash Jha." And I said, "Oh boy, Papa, I would love to work with Prakash Jha." I made Prakash Ji. Prakash Ji narrated the story. I loved his storytelling. I loved my part, and Bobby Dil was part of it. And again, another journey started, like Kaminey, and I started acting in it. उसमें मैं करते हुए नहीं सोचा था कि मैं कुछ मैजिकल एक्टिंग करूंगा और
Yeah.
लोग,
But
you know. So sorry, I gave you a
absolutely.
long answer for that question, but actually I get that
No, no,
question a lot. So
it's not a
I
long
wanted to
answer.
explain so that you
Not
can
a long answer at
took
all.
it.
You've given the proper detailed explanation
I
regarding.
wanted to give that so
Uh,
that when you write about
yeah.
it, people should read and know that it's that I was not here to be famous, and it's not a
No,
crime not to be
that's
famous.
abundantly clear through the video interview and the article. That's going to be pretty clear.
I
In fact,
really
this is
want people to understand me that that I'm not a failure. I'm not like someone who's not been famous, is not an actor, or he's not. I don't get money to eat. I live a very impoverished life.
but
ऐसा
that
कुछ
is
भी नहीं है.
these kind of conversations. This is what it sort of makes
Exactly.
clear
Like
that
I
that is
opened
who
up to you
you are. People
because
have a
I
certain
opened up to you.
perception.
Yeah. Because this perception of being famous is this so much pressure it puts on actors, and then you start working, you become a slave of becoming famous. You stop you forget the why did you actually in the original place you wanted to act, right? When I left Delhi, I didn't come here to become famous. I came here to find some good roles, do some acting, you know. And so I'm really lucky that I'm actually still acting and still being appreciated, still my work, people giving me work, calling me to do more films. So it's great. And if some things, this famous thing has to happen, it will happen on its own. There's something, it's not.
I think that's already
No,
happened.
no,
There's
I
no
think
doubt
you
about
asked
it.
me a very good question, and thank you for that because I really wanted to answer this question so that people also understand that I'm very happy where I am, and I'm really looking forward to what I'm going to do in my life. When I look at an Oscars, when I see a Sean Baker talk about an independent cinema, when Jesse Eisenberg does there's so much happening in the world. I get excited about looking at this artist doing some amazing work. I want to collaborate with everybody in the world to make such worthwhile cinema and being part of it. So yeah.
And you will. I mean, there are a lot of other things I wanted to talk to you about, but I think I've been given a time limit. So thanks so much for talking to me and take care and all the best.